Welcome to Alpha as Ply, where we break down but hopefully don't break early access games, and today we're looking at Project Scissors NightCry.
I need scissors. 61.
Funded through Kickstarter in February of last year, Project Scissors NightCry from Playism Games and Nudemaker has an all-star cast of Japanese video game and film figures either behind the game or showing their support for it. Ifumi Kono, the guy behind such games as Clock Tower and Steel Battalion, co-created this game with Takashi Shimizu, the director of Ju-On, and enlisted the help of people like Silent Hill art director and Pyramid Head creator Masahiro Ito, Metal Gear Solid composer Nobuko Toda, and Castlevania franchise composer Michiru Yamane. Other notable Japanese video game figures such as Shinji Mikami, Koji Igarashi, and Fumito Ueda publicly supported the game's crowdfunding campaign. It's worth noting that the purpose of the campaign was to get NightCry, which already had a little funding for a mobile version of the game, a proper PC version. How did that go? Well, let's just say it's important to keep in mind everything you see is alpha footage. Some audio clips aren't included, some animations like lip flaps aren't complete, some graphics aren't fully rendered, though the main character's chest is fully animated.
Let me see you just bounce it with me, just bounce with me, just bounce it with me, come on.
NightCry is a point-and-click adventure/horror game. In other words, it's essentially a Clock Tower revival, in case the words Project Scissors or the main baddie looking like this weren't enough of a hint. You play as Monica, a young, slightly drunk lady trying to get some fresh air from a party on a cruise ship and find some of her friends when she notices some weird things happening, which end up escalating rather quickly. Everything is in third-person perspective with both fixed and follow cameras as you move around. The viewpoint changes from normal search mode when generally exploring to escape mode when being pursued by the Scissor Walker, during which you can look over Monica's shoulder to see how close it is. In both modes, objects or people which can be interacted with have an icon appear over them. Sometimes in order to trigger the next event or go to a new area, you have to interact with someone or something more than once, which threw me off at first. I'm so used to conversations playing out in their entirety with one interaction that it took me a moment to realize this is how the game works. However, NightCry does make sure to start you off in a small area so you can realize this. As Monica is in a dress and heels, on top of being a little tipsy, she can't move very fast. At all. Not that I can blame her, I know what it's like to try and run in The pathfinding is a bit inconsistent in this build, as sometimes clicking on locations causes Monica to walk to it, and sometimes it causes her to walk in a straight line in that direction until she hits something. This becomes rather awkward when trying to move around corners, both in search and escape mode, as Monica frequently gets hung up on corners or ends up turning back into the room or hallway I'm trying to leave. Then there were times I would inspect an object, and without clicking anything, she would just walk off on her own. It becomes really apparent when caught by or hiding from the Scissor Walker that this game was indeed a mobile game to start out with lots of rapid tapping an icon or dragging the mouse cursor around a robotically moving circle. I'd say Manhunt 2 does a better job of pulling these off, if I ever played Manhunt 2. The alpha doesn't actually show off much of the game, as after the first encounter with the Scissor Walker, the alpha ends and it goes back to the title screen. Many of the functions advertised for the game, namely the smartphone and its various functions, or being able to play as a few different people, don't show up. I even double-checked the gameplay trailer to make sure I was going to the right dead body in the right elevator where the phone would be, and it isn't there. To be fair though, it does show a couple different ways to die and survive. Aside from hiding in a closet, you can also scare him off with a fire extinguisher. Which I assume will make more sense when we know more about what exactly the Scissor Walker is. And aside from simply getting caught too many times and stabbed with the giant scissors, you can also choose a really dumb hiding place, like a clothes dryer, with a huge see-through door, leading to Monica, shall we say, taking a tumble. This is entirely a wait-and-see scenario, as the alpha only gives the slightest glimpse of what the game is capable of, showing only a scene or two while the save menu teases at everything present beyond that. The game launches soon, as in less than a week from this video soon, so it won't be long before we see if NightCry has a lot more to offer, or if the alpha is a harbinger of some things that just won't change. Until then, try not to Homer Simpson yourself.
Something's grabbing my hand.
What?
I said something inside here is grabbing my hand.
I'm stuck! Help me!
He's done for.
Let's get out of here.
Girl! I wanna take you to a beer bar! I wanna take you to a beer bar!